Hi garden friends! Do you have a dry shady area of your yard or garden where nothing seems to grow? It's dull, it's lifeless. Well, same. Today I'm going to be showing you how I transform a dry shady, dull, lifeless area into a beautiful shade garden. I will show you how I create the garden bed, and I will be using 7 terrific, tough, shade-tolerant plants. So let's take a look, shall we? Part of the reason for this redesign, other than the fact that nothing has been really growing here except for sweet woodruff and a couple other things, this has been kind of a catch-all area. And so this redwood tree in my neighbor's yard, it's a beautiful tree. As you can see, that is very beautiful, and but it's kind of messy. And you know, this is pretty shady. It looks like it's not as dry as what you might think, but with the canopy of this redwood tree here, it definitely is going to need additional watering. The bed, which is going to actually extend out a little farther, this is not deep enough. I usually like to have the beds be about 4 feet wide. I'm just going to start out by cutting a line in between the bed and the grass. Now I know this is a little bit of a rough line, and thank goodness it rained this morning, so it makes it a little easier to do this part of the job. You can kind of see what I'm going for here, and like I said, it's great that it rained this morning because it makes the soil a little softer and it's easier to do this task. I'm just going to transplant this sword fern. It was a volunteer, and that is awesome because all I have to do is dig it up and move it, and it looks like it's doing pretty well so far. Now this is a little bit of an experiment here, and like I said, this was a volunteer. And I guess we'll just see how it goes. So now we've got this whole area cleared out. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of fertilizer, and what that does is it helps to stimulate root growth. So I've got my hoary knife, and we'll just scratch the surface here. It looks a little rough, but we got to make sure that these roots are going to grow out. Now I'll put some mulch over the top of this after I water it in. I'm going to do that with all of this bed. Now this is an area that has been amended slightly over the years, and but this is pretty dry, and there's lots of roots here. Just one more plant to go. My autumn fern. Well, let's go through the plant material that I've selected for this beautiful dry shade garden. Now this is called a Japanese grass, or Hanakakloa, and it gets about 18 inches tall and 36 inches wide. This is a Fatsia japonica. Now that is an evergreen, and it's probably going to get about 6 feet tall, maybe taller, and it's going to fill out in through here. And as I said earlier, this is a sword fern, and it has this upright growth habit, and that was a volunteer, so I'm grateful for that. And these two here are sarcococcas. They're evergreen, and they get beautiful white fragrant flowers on them in late winter and early spring. I've got a clump of sweet woodruff here and over here, and that was already here in the garden. I did take some of this one and put it here in the front, but I'm going to be filling this area in with some other low-growing plant material. I just haven't decided what I'm going to be using. This is called a Brunnera, Jack Frost, and these beautiful little blooms on them. And I'll be cutting that back, but these get pretty large. This is an Aurelia Sun King, and it gets about 3 feet tall. And these two are Astilbes, and here's the tag for that. It's called Bridal Veil. Look at those beautiful white blooms. Now I like using chartreuse, this color and these colors, in dark shady areas because I feel like it brightens it up. Here's the other sweet woodruff that was already here, and I took a little piece from that. Here's my autumn fern. Look at that. That's a beauty. And this is another sweet box. It's similar to these. It's got a little bit different variegation of color on the leaf, and it's called Sweet and Low. It gets about 2 to 3 feet wide and about 2.5 feet tall. So I'll probably be planting some other taller, more upright plant material in this background here. But I just wanted to put this together and show you how lovely a shady, dry garden can look. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope this has given you some inspiration for your own dry, shady garden today, and I'll catch you in the next one.